here we go. So Monday, whatever the date is today, I'm not sure. Monday, first, yeah, of course it is. We are doing a shutdown day today. So the first of every month, we do a maintenance day. So all the departments are shutting down. Good opportunity to get all the maintenance stuff done, all the cleaning, all the big chunky jobs that we never get to throughout the month. We also do a quarterly audit and an audit of each department. And out at the back of that audit, there's a load of to-do lists, a big long list of tasks that we want the departments to focus on over the next quarter to get done. So I'll spin you around and I'll show you the audit sheets from last time. And then we can go around and have a look, catch up with the guys and see what they're working on today. Hopefully you can see this. So these are our audit sheets from last time. So we, again, use Airtable because we do everything on Airtable to do our audits. And we take photos of each department as we go so we can clearly kind of prove concept and come back and see how it looks, which is really nice. It's nice to see that progression. So for example, here's the yard one. So they get scored on a couple of different things. So they get scored on SOPs, whether they've got all their SOPs in place. So you can see that's almost there. The Kanban, which is our stock control system, which we'll chat about in another video, I'm sure. Risk assessments, still need a bit more because we've got a new forklift, so we still need to get that one done. Maintenance, almost there. So he's got a maintenance schedule list. And then we obviously do our 3S, so sort, sweep, and standardize. So just basically how organized and how tidy that section is. And we do 3 different areas of the same thing. So there you go. That's the first, the Merlot, 63 plate, the strap and tag area, and then the new side loader. And then these were some of the tasks that have come off of the back of it. So airline fitted next to the pressure washer, fuel tank steps, make a chart to show what goes in what machine, improve the yard, information board, so on and so on and so on. So, and each department we've done that with. So there's Hardwood, all of the scores from the last audit, all of the to-do lists that they're to get done over the next quarter. The audits are due, we're going to redo them again in 2 weeks' time. So they've got a fair bit still to get through to make sure that they tick all these stuffs off, all these things off. You see the not filling area in the planing section. That's a brand new area that we've made. So all of the tasks need done for that area because that's brand new. And not filling's a section that we do for our flooring and lining boards, because you can see, let's see if I can find an example on some of these. So you can see, like, see, these are the dead knots, and you can see sometimes that you get a little gap open up around the side of the knot. And if that was on the flooring, if that was on flooring or something like that, you would get a load of dirt and rubbish kind of piling up inside it. So, we try and put like a polyurethane resin into it. From a hot glue gun, and that then seals the cracks, seals all the knots. There you go. There's another good example, actually. There's another one. So you would put the resin in and around that, and it would seal it in and stop it from being loose and stop any kind of rubbish and stuff getting in it. So that's a station that we've done. Then TrackMate, he's got a fair chunk on as well. And then Meebor. I know the Meebor is on a big sort for their rollers today as well. So, but we're going to have a check. We're going to see what those guys are up to. These are the clamps. You can see the clamps on the side there. So they're just stripping everything down, taking the whole lot apart, greasing it up again to make sure it slides super nicely. So I think we're having a few bothers with it sticking, as you can tell. Yeah. So safety third, as always. So another one around. So that bit there came from in there. So that's the roller that sits on top, and the clamps. See it there. That's what it should. That's what it will look like when they put that together again. Clamp there. This bit is the bit that they're just taking apart just now.
This head out to change the bearing.
Yeah.
And we've got a few of these tiny wee bolts that we had to drill out.
Okay.
Because the head was sheared. So just trying to drill them out and helicoil them right now.
How are you getting on?
Really hard metal compared to the drill bits.
Is it really? Yeah. Is Alec picking up some stronger?
I think he's grabbing some cobalt stuff from Elgin, so that should get us going.
What a pain now.
Well,
did the bearing come in and out easy enough?
Bearing was super easy with the 10-ton press, especially.
Good.
But yeah, Went super smoothly up until now.
Good. Oh, the joys,
But we'll get it.
Cool. Nice one. So this is Bullish. He looks after the TrackNet department. So just gonna have a quick look and see what he's working on today.
So, if you fit a new shop somewhere here,
uh-huh.
just to keep things in order, a bit more tidy.
Yeah, nice, man.
Quite a few old gadgets lying around which can be still used.
Yeah, so what are they? Those ones there?
Guide blocks for the blade.
Oh yeah.
So they push the blade down in the right angle.
Nice.
So the blade
is that old Chico stuff that we used, the black stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't great, is it? Kind of didn't.
At the moment, this was the best we've had.
And that's the tough knoll, isn't it?
Tough knoll.
Yeah.
But the actual one we have now.
Yeah.
This.
Oh yeah.
It almost feels softer than this black one.
Okay. I wonder if we just get a different type of grade of tough knoll then. Yeah.
If we get a higher grade, that would be better.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you run the blade over them, it just wears out.
Yeah, you can see that. And do you just sand that flat again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The belt sander just sand it flat as long as we can use it again.
Yeah. Okay. Nice, man. So, what's the deal with this shelf then? What are you thinking of putting on it?
Well, basically, these old guide blocks, I need to have some clothes, some like spare tools, spare parts lying around, which I'll just dump at the moment.
Nice.
And a box for the wedges to lift the logs and keep the pieces in the right.
Yeah, exactly right. So everything in its place and everything has its place. So yeah,
That's
nice.
the plan.
That's the plan. Yeah, nice. We always run this thing that wherever you're asking the question, that's where the answer should be. So, we've got this toolbox here on the side where you've got the hammer, the level, the crayons, wherever you're asking the question, that's where the answer should be. So you shouldn't have to go hunting for the tools that you need on a daily basis. So this is awesome. It's looking really tidy, this, mate. Good work. Just while I'm passing the machine, I'll just show you here. These are the guide blocks on the TrackNet. So these are the ones that Bullage was just talking about there. That's the Chaco ones that are on. And you can see the whole idea of these, and we get them on the top and the bottom, which is different on the Meebor. The Meebor's just got them on the top. But we decided that on here as well, just to take them off. The bottom ones don't do all that much. So as long as you've got enough downward pressure, but these are pressing the blade down slightly, then you don't really need the bottom ones as far as we know. And actually, we find that the bottom ones are the ones that kind of catch and break if anything goes wrong or the blade snaps. It's the ones that always get ripped off. And it hasn't made much of a difference to the quality of the cut at all. So we just left them off. So I can't remember. I think the deviation's it's really not much, but you need to press down a couple of mil just to get a good downward pressure on the blade and keep the tension and keep it square. But that's what I mean. It's really important to keep those guide blocks flat and level. There's Rob. What are you on today, Rob?
Hey guys, yeah, just get some samples sorted out for our trade shows and such like. We're off to Home Innovation on the 13th of this month.
Nice.
In Aviemore. So hopefully kind of have all the samples sorted out and stand up and ready to go. Just start tidying everything up, and need any samples sent out, just give us a buzz in the office.
Nice.
Awesome.
So what are the samples that you've got here then?
So at the moment, I'm just digging out a little bit of cedar and some pine, and a little bit of Douglas fir, a nice Douglas fir shadow gap in here.
Nice.
Do the Dougie obviously in the larch as well.
Yeah.
And we can do loads and loads of different dimensions for clients, but we just for samples tend to send out the 140 25s as a standard.
We had a bit of bother with this profile recently with the tongue. I'll see if I can show you without making an arse of this. The tongue getting a bit too wide. We had a customer that was painting the boards and the tongue was just a bit too thick. So we've actually made this groove a lot bigger by just staggering the knives on the planer. We just made that groove quite a bit chunkier. So it slots together much, much easier. So yeah, great feedback from our customer. Fairly easy fix, but something we wouldn't have known if we didn't have that great feedback from someone. So,
Sample there
so
for you in there. And,
oh yeah, perfect.
We just actually just.
But you can see it's much bigger.
Here as well, so
yeah,
it's made it a lot easier for painting for him.
100%.
So if you let us know before you place orders, that's always handy, and we can always try our best to get that bit perfect for you there.
Nice one, nice one. We're gonna have a look and see what these other samples are just around here. There's a whole stack of samples around the front, and we just keep this area. Turn. We keep a whole stack of these samples just here. And it's a right mixed bag. It's just when Paul's planing orders, so you just get these little 200mm off guts off the end, build up a stack, and then we put them in the office into our sample section in the office. So it's super easy and quick for a customer when they come in. And when Rob's out on a site visit, he just grabs whatever he needs and he's straight out the door and off. So a really nice, quick, and easy solution that's tidy, making use of space that would otherwise just be dead and full of rubbish and probably full of sawdust and nonsense. So yeah, good use of space there. Just nip over and see what Paulie Boy is up to. So this is a new knot filling station that we were talking about. So we've got a new chop saw, or an old chop saw, but in a new location put in here. We've plumbed the dust extraction in, but it's not quite perfect yet. So you can still see it's like building up in the back there. So the dust extraction pipe coming out the top, which is great for catching all the fine stuff, but all the heavy stuff is building up at the bottom. So what we think we're going to do is just take that pipe off of there and then take a joint down from further, probably over here, and then just run it down, run it straight down, and then back up and into the bottom of that box. And hopefully that will collect a lot more of the dust. And we'll have to put a grate over the top of it because the inside of the dust extraction is like a big fan, big metal bins on the fan, and any big heavy duty knots or bits of wood could damage that potentially. So you put like a chicken wire grate or something quite fine over the top of the dust extraction hose. So any of the fine stuff falls through, and then the big stuff you just pick out and chuck it into the firewood box, which is this bit here. So but yeah, I think probably it's just getting these rollers. So this is another roller table that we had sitting around, as you can tell, outside for a few weeks. And it's just got a bit rusty. So I'm just going to give it a really good tidy up, give it a clean, get this station working nicely. There's new backboards to go on all the way along here because of the way that we've built the wall. Any kind of rubbish and dust and stuff just collects in, it just kind of piles up down at the bottom and in all these recesses. So we're going to clad the whole wall with our own cladding that's been not filled, and then we can build toolbars and racks and stuff off of those. So it keeps everything really clean, really tidy, and saves on maintenance in the future. Saves on us having to get down horrible cleaning out those bottom sections. So we're just making work easy. Cool. Just overseeing Hamish. What are you working on today, Hamish? What's the crack for today?
Yeah, trying to sort the tools out a bit, so it less of this.
Your tools are very nice and tidy, though. The shadow board is looking really nice. So Hamish's last name is Rennie, so we now have a HR department for the first time ever. So I'm sure you've never heard that joke before, but yeah. The shadow board is looking really nice. We need to get it all labelled up so that it doesn't go walking about, because a lot of these are Hamish's tools himself. So I really don't want them to go disappearing into the ether. Sometimes it happens. So, and you mentioned about trolleys. Are you going to make some trolleys today?
Yeah, a lot of things.
Nice.
Like putting through the machine, so
Nice.
trying to develop a lot of that.
Nice. That'd be awesome. We'll come back and have a look and see how that goes. Just walking on past the hardwood section here. Check this out. A beautiful bit of beautiful table that Hamish has been working on. Amazing. Obviously, just see that's the sanding you can see on the top. These gorgeous legs with a bit of oil on them that looks stunning. We've seen either people leave them like that with the oil or paint them black as well, and it looks so cool with the black. It's really smart. There's another one ready to go out for delivery for a customer. Yeah, there you go. There's the table legs painted black. Looks amazing in the timber. Looks so much nicer. I really prefer this to than a steel set of legs, because you get that grain. You can see the grain through the oil. It just gives it so much more interest, more texture than just a simple steel set of cross legs like that. It looks beautiful. And this was, I don't remember in a previous video, this is the elm table that because it was oiled on one side. It's very normal for it to just do that as the oil dries, it shrinks and contracts the top layer of the wood. It had cut slightly, so now that we've turned it over, oiled the bottom side, put the table legs on, you can see it's dead flat. It's worked the breed. Yeah, so if that ever happens and you've oiled the top of your table and not the bottom and it's cupped, don't panic. Just turn it over, put some oil on the bottom and just let it rest and it will settle down again. Morning. Bit colder this morning for sure. You can definitely feel bloody autumn's on its way. Unfortunately, you get the jacket on for the second day in a row. Just down at the bottom yard with Ollie, we've finally kind of got our head around the stacking situation down here, and everything's kind of pretty much done. We've got a bit of tidying up to do, a little bit of more organising with the smaller stuff, but the majority of the big chunky air dried stock is done. So what I'll do is I'll spin the camera around, pass the mic over to Ollie, and then we can maybe just go for a tour and show you what's what. Here we go. There's Ollie, the main man. So we've only got one mic, so we'll try and pass it between us and hope this works. So do you want to just take us for a little wander around, Ollie, and show us what you've got, where everything is, and how you're organising your hardwoods down here? There you go. There's our high quality mic holder as well.
Mike's mine now. You know,
So yeah, we'll start here now. This is stock from 2023. Apart from this front pile, there's all this front pile. This is just packs we put to the kiln, leftover boards that haven't quite fitted, so I was waiting for a space to go back into the kiln.
Okay.
But this is when we first started doing square packs before we were doing balls, which are at the other end. With these square packs, stacking is way easier, and also it's ready to kind of go straight into the kiln. It's great, but you can see first year doing it, not pretty. What
would you do differently?
Well, now, because this I think is before we even had the Hardwoods kiln.
Yeah.
Now we have the Hardwoods kiln, which the door is 1.25 wide.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to keep on that, like,
yeah,
can't be any bigger. These are a little bit bigger because
yeah, I guess the ability just to pick the thing up with a forklift and stick it straight into the kiln's a win, isn't it? Yeah.
At this point, I was my first year in actually, and so I was scared of cutting big boards in half. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Fearless now.
Yeah, carve up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then onto this side. This is then kind of 2020. Yeah, 24. Before that, maybe 23, 24.
Okay.
This was the first kind of big bay that I've done at the back here. I don't know if you remember this, but we used to have a thing called Oak Mountain.
Yes, we did.
Which
a
is
nightmare.
basically because a lot of the oak that we mill is actually green, as in we sell orders of green. So we get lots of odd sizes left over from milling the logs, in which we just keep in case they fit another order that comes in. But we just had a big pile of it, and so this was it, all stacked up nicely now, actually properly drying.
Nice. Just, I know the majority of people watching will probably know what you mean by green, but can you just explain that a bit?
Just fresh, just not kilned, not even air dried, just straight out the log. Because oak is a really durable wood because of the high tannins that are in it.
Yeah.
Great for being outside, and so you can put it out green. With it's all heartwood, sapwood's terrible.
Nice. What else have you got in these stacks then?
So then here, this is real long beach. This is from Boating Garden. This is we had a lot of beech up track. Now beech is classed as a whitewood, so it's really susceptible for infestation of fungus. As you can see, all the ends here, fungus growing out here. But this causes spalting, which actually increases the pricing of beech because it's a really unique pattern that a lot of woodwork is like. And this is just a load of beech that was trying to catch that right point in the spalting can be difficult. Before you want a lot of nice pattern in it, but if you leave it too long, and it's said about each year a foot of growth into it will penetrate, it will just become really
soft,
which isn't really worth anything.
I think we learned about cutting the logs a lot shorter, eh? Like if you leave them really long, the spalting just destroys the ends of the logs before it gets into the middle. So we've cut our beech a lot shorter now.
So and then to a lot of the beech at the top there is a huge elm crotch.
Nice.
That was actually surprisingly rotten, but there's honestly two big boards in the middle that will make it worth it.
Yeah.
In fact, there's an earlier video of this log I did talking about how to work out how to put it onto the mill, cutting it down.
Nice.
And then this is just a big elm berry pack. So there's lots of sorts at the end here. So loads of elm burr in here.
Nice.
That being killed. And then see there, this is where again new improvements like better at labeling. So this is just sycamore cut and log location where it's from.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of sycamore.
And where do you keep that information?
That's then on the Airtable database. That's what I'm doing today, is just going around checking everything, just in case any labels have come off or there's not a pack that's been labeled properly.
Love it, man. Love it. And that gives us the ability to find out who we bought it from, how much we paid for it, where exactly it came from, the date it was milled, all that information that we can pass straight on to the customer and the end user.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
And yeah, and then in here, just a lot more, with a lot of elm up track, and it's trying to mill it before it kind of really gets away.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is all elm and beech, and then that top pack is a bit of ash as well.
Nice.
So
Cool.
anyway, this way you got so these are balls. This is what I'm trying to get away from really, but actually this was client's timber that end up buying a lot off them. Beautiful beech.
Is that the Haddo stuff, is it?
Haddo,
Yeah.
Haddo estate. It's lovely stuff. Like you see, really nice whiteboards. Not a lot of defects in them.
Mhm.
So yeah, actually quite happy to have.
Was that the stuff that came down in that storm?
I think so. This was Queen. What was it? It was planted
It was planted by Queen Victoria or something
Planted by Queen
crazy
Victoria.
like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
week after old Mad Highness
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. Which is a crazy coincidence, that, isn't it? It's really bizarre. Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to just explain that again? Because that's pretty mad. That. Yeah.
So this beech from Haddo Estate over in Aberdeen. But this was planted by Queen Victoria, we believe, and then came down on a storm a week after Queen Elizabeth died. So
Crazy.
that's there. But it's some beautiful beech. It's really nice. It's also this beech, the nicest medullary rays I've ever seen in beech. as
Really?
well. Really, really nice. Yeah, very vibrant in them. But a lot of these we're saving because actually, like you can see the width stays for a long time in them, like nice and wide. Great for tabletops. A lot of these are going for.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of defects in them.
Very nice. And these beautiful stacks behind you here, these are looking lovely.
Coming for this year now. So this is now again next improvement with our kiln, and actually be able to use the big mill and to mill and pack and stuff. This is then the length of the kiln as well. These packs.
Perfect.
So these packs literally you can pick up, put in, done.
Very nice.
So this is all of this is elm. Stuff at the top there. All nice even spacing underneath. This is like level.
Nice.
Heavy level.
Nice.
So hopefully when this is air dried, gone into the kiln, it will come out nice and flat. So with that, the reason we're really focusing on having that nice level packs is minimum wastage at the other end. Because if you put stack a board for like 2 years, put it in the kiln for a month of heat, and then get it out and it's bent and twisted, trying to level that, you'll get a lot of waste material. And that's a lot of time wasted as well. So keeping everything nice and flat, the end product we can put straight into the planer and lose only a few mil.
Nice.
But,
Very nice.
this is just the mantelpiece stock. And then on this side, there's a bit more. You see these grey packs here. This is some timber that we bought off Carpentry Group, Angus and Mac. And it is like carpenter grade quality, really nice stuff. Like a lot of this ash is hardwood. And also, it's been a real eye-opener to us, starting to experiment with, do we start cutting a stock size? Because you'll notice a lot of these packs are weighing the edge, just because we're cutting this not knowing what the end product will be, as it were. So we're trying to keep it as flexible as possible of what it could be. But with that, packing can be quite difficult. Then making the pack size right for the kiln as well, a lot of waste of space. Whereas with nice square timber, you can really pack it square and get a lot of your like value for money in the space wise for the kiln. So with these, we're really trying out, seeing how much of a market there is for just having square edge stuff ready to go.
It'll be great. Be interesting to see what we get comments wise from people about that.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are, because obviously we'll try and do a few weighing the edge stuff, particularly just build a nice feature piece, but the majority people want probably thin square edge.
Nice.
And so then we've got the last spray here, which ready for this winter's cutting, and then space for the next row as well. Hopefully by that point we would have used some of the timber at the other end to start redoing those ends into these rows, because the reason these rows are facing this way. It's just so you can start using side loader,
Mm-hmm.
get a lot more usable space in the sense of before with packs like that. You'll spend the day packing all this up nice and neat, straight level, and then sod's law a month later you need to get the packers up.
Yep. I don't know how many times we've done that in the past. Yeah. What about that stuff under the tin roof there then?
So this is all client's timber. This is Gormston, 2 big oaks that got taken down, beautiful trees, and which they currently have got 2 carpenters, Sam, Chitty and James.
James Chitty and Sam Chinnery. Yeah, same, yeah.
And which they're basically using the oak to then turn into a product that they can sell for the school. It's just the way the school trying to get a bit more funds in for the pupils, I believe. And there's some amazing stuff in here. I mean, this log here is one of the biggest oak logs I've seen, which was just clean. It was incredible. The Scottish oak, that is just unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
And so we cut to the max of the mill. As you can see, it's just a few just massive slabs in here. And then the other oak that they had a lot of growth, weird kind of growth scarring around the edge, which inside of it is amazing patterns that it's produced. And again, some of the most beautiful material race I've seen, like it's tiger stripe galore.
Wow.
This
was the one that was about 400 years old, wasn't it? That big oak.
I think
the
so.
Really big one that we did, yeah.
The middle was rotten, so we couldn't get a proper count on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful tree. And then a few of these random packs here. And then at the very end here is old system of bulls, which are nice in their own right. As you see, it's a bit more tricky to stack. But we will restack these to go into the kiln packs. These are ready to go into the kiln. And that's kind of the yard for now.
Nice.
Washer space.
Good work. Good work. Nice one. Just want to give a huge shout out to Mike Powell, who is the brains behind getting all this put together. So Mike is an ex-RAF Typhoon engineer. He does at least a day a week for us whenever we break stuff or whenever we need stuff building. And he is worth his weight in gold. I'll put his contact details in the description below. Please don't steal him though, because he's awesome and I don't want to lose him. So, and nobody else use him, but if you need him, he's there. But yeah, massive shout out to him. This is an incredibly complicated build. Loads and loads of tricky wiring with a system that was a second-hand one that we bought from Woodworks up at Loch Carron, and a brand new part to it that came across from Germany, and he had to make the whole thing mesh together and work. Plus he built these incredible doors that are all insulated, fit a dream. The seals around the outside are working an absolute dream, made this extra bit at the bottom. So yeah, huge shout out to Mike for this. It's an amazing effort. And to get it working pretty much first time is a hell of a win. So yeah, absolutely delighted. Thanks, Mike. So this is us trying to first attempt at this, and we're just trying to figure out how best to fill in the gaps so that we don't have too many air gaps around the packs of timber. Because you want to try and force the air through the timber, through the packs of wood. So we'll figure out a better solution. We've thought about airbags or big bits of foam bags or something like that. I'm not quite sure yet. So we'll figure something out, but this is our first go at it. So this is the worst it'll ever be. Right, let's see if I can get in here without. Oh God, it's tight. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see if we can weasel our way in here. Oh. So this is the gap here that we need to fill. Otherwise the air will just get lazy and do a big loop in this bit here. So we'll get better at making these stacks of timber more uniform and filling it in proper. But this is our first go at it. This little strange thing here, hopefully you can see this. So this bit here, this is like a control piece of wood. So the kiln company supply you with these bits of timber that are obviously already dry, and you put it in here in between those two little clamps, and that uses it as a control, as a measure. So we have to replace that little bit of timber every time, so, which is new to me. So I guess that's a fairly standard thing, but it's new. And there's obviously, I think that's the temperature, the humidity control, so that bit on the right. Yeah. Trying to figure out how we're going to close in this gap. This can be entertaining. It's certainly not the kind of job you want to be putting weight on. So, yeah, I'll come back for definitely for the anorexic members of the team this. Oh, it's fair point. Fair point. Yeah. I mean, I haven't breathed out the whole time I've been in here, so just suck the air in and hope for the best. What are you thinking then?
Hey,
What are you thinking?
nothing yet. I'm just
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
getting some bits.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is that rubber screen on the roof is attached with timber, so we could staple something to that if need be for now.
Or just, yeah, screw something.
Yeah, yeah, that would work as well. Wow, that's not a bad shout. Actually, we could just screw some ply straight down with it. And Hardwoods. Just got in this morning and just coming to check the kiln after it's been on. Well, we turned it on yesterday morning, pretty early, I don't know, 9 o'clock, something like that in the morning by the time we got it set up. So just come in and check the settings and it looks like it's finished, like it's done already. So let's go and have a check because I can't quite believe that that's finished already, considering our other kiln would probably take 5 days, maybe something like that. So the ability for this thing to do it in 24 hours seems pretty awesome if it's working, but that'd be amazing. Let's go and have a check. Oh, right. Okay, feels nice and warm. Right, so we'll double check it. This is the little moisture reader that we use. This guy, amazing bit of kit, and it does surface depth, and I think the other depth is like 3/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, something like that into the timber. So, and it doesn't use probes. It's got a flat back on it as well, so you're not jabbing holes into all the timber all the time. So let's get the right setting on here. So I need to set it to, what is it, Douglas Fir 48. Ah, perfect, already good to go. So let's go and have a look. So press and hold. 12. Bearing in mind I'm asking this thing to get 13. Douglas Fir, we try not to, because this isn't going for flooring. We don't need to, oh god, that's tight. We don't need to over dry it, you know. So the kiln takes it down below 13, and then it will put it back up again to the 13% moisture. So it always takes it right down below, and then puts it back up. See in there, right? There's just a few more bits. Oh. Look at that. 11. This is insane. I cannot believe that is done already. 11. What? Right, let's turn this thing sideways. Hang on. I am not big. I am not small enough to get in here. Hang on, let's turn this around. This is snug. Right, let me hold the camera in the other hand. There we go. There we go. There we got the hang of it. So, oh, it's a bit dark in here now, isn't it? There we go. Just turn the mouse to turn the light on this thing. So, let's have a check. We can see that there. 11.6. 9. Jesus. 11. This is a wild. I cannot believe that that's done already. That is incredible. What an amazing time saver this is going to be for us. I'm absolutely buzzing. This is done. This is so exciting. Oh, cool. Right, let's see if I can weasel my way out of this a little bit. I'm glad I didn't have a big breakfast this morning.